The Paul Bunyan Radio Control Flyers held its annual fly-in on July 25th and 26th at the Moberg Airbase just west of Bemidji, Minnesota. RVers and tent campers started coming in Friday morning, and by Friday evening it was just perfect to fly the float planes off the lake. Even though the helicopter dropped about 100 feet out of the sky into these bulrushes, once they picked the helicopter out of the water, there didn't seem to be any apparent physical damage. Never did find out what it took to get it going again.
there's people that are retired, they've been here flying throughout. They have great flying. That's one that you got back again. We were afraid yesterday.
Let's go.
With my broken airplane.
Yeah,
I got your stuff.
He got it all, man.
I got your stuff. Didn't break the spark plug off or anything.
No, usually just the nose wheel takes all the shots when that happens.
Thank you.
Maybe I can put it back in the car. My wife won't even notice it.
There you go.
We won't tell her either.
After I wrecked mine this morning.
What you're looking at here is a multi-rotor. It's got six motors, 6 propellers. There are various configurations, everything from starting with 3 motors all the way up to 8 motors. It's called an octocopter with 8 motors. 6 motors is a hexacopter, 4 motors is a quadcopter, 3 is a tri. So, and the way they control themselves, they use different techniques, but you know, it's easy to figure out how it pitches and rolls, but yaw is pretty interesting. The way they yaw is 3 of the props go one way and 3 go the other way. And the way they control the yaw is they'll speed 3 up and slow the other 3 down. And that way they can still maintain pitch and roll and yaw the thing as well. Where the tricopter with 3 motors, the way that yaws is there are 2 motors in the front and 1 in the back. The back motor is on a servo that pivots. So that back motor pivots left or right, and that pushes the tail, you know, around. So that's how they control yaw on a tri-motor.
Is that why you have colored lights on, so you know which is front and which is back?
Yeah, the lights really help with the orientation, so you know what direction's front, what is back. It's a lot different than an airplane. Controlling an airplane, you've got a lot of visual cues. You've got the rudder sticking up and the tail assembly and the wings, so it's very easy to tell what's forward and back. Plus, airplane only flies one way, flies forward, where these things can go in any direction. So figuring out orientation can be challenging if it gets a ways away from you.
How about hover? What keeps it hovering? GPS? What?
There are different flight controllers with lots of different capabilities. Everywhere from, well, let me back up a little bit. You know, to control these things is pretty complicated because there are lots of motors running, and there's more involved than just controlling the speed of the different motors manually. There's an onboard flight controller or a computer that does all that, and you just tell it, you know, I want the thing to tilt forward, and the flight controller figures out Okay, I got to speed up these or slow these down, and there are gyros and accelerometers on it that know what direction it is and what direction is down. So if you don't give it any input as far as pitch and roll, it'll stay level. And then when you push the stick forward to go forward, the flight controller says, okay, the front motor slow down a little bit, the rear motor speed up a little bit, and it'll start moving forward. There are different modes that you can fly in. This has GPS on it as well. So you can do something called the loiter mode, where you just flip a switch, and the GPS, and it's got a barometric pressure sensor on it as well. So it knows its altitude and knows where it is, and it'll just sit there and park itself in one spot, which is really nice for doing some aerial photography or video, because you don't have to fly the thing at that point. You can focus more on what kind of, what direction it's pointed and what you're getting as far as pictures or video. The thing will basically fly itself. And when it's in this loiter mode, if you move the stick that controls pitch and roll, it isn't really telling it to pitch and roll, it's telling it to move over. So if I push the stick forward, it's saying go forward. If I pull the stick back, it goes back, and then left and right. So you just kind of can scoot it around the sky and not worry about, trying to control it, or is it going to slide off, or is the wind going to blow it off. The GPS takes care of all that.
See, you've got your camera on a gimbal. Can you rotate the camera in 4 different directions? Or just up and down?
The gimbal just allows you to control the camera up and down on this.
So you can tilt it.
Yes, tilt. And the way you'd yaw is you just yaw the little aircraft. Yeah. Okay. There are other types of gimbals that do roll up and down, and then yaw as well. There are purpose-built multi-rotors bigger than this that they use for videography, for shooting, like a lot of feature films now. You'll see stuff that's been shot with a multi-rotor. And they're more elaborate. They've got retractable landing gear, and the camera typically sits right in the middle of the thing. There's a couple legs that come down to land, and then they fold up when it's flying. And usually there are 2 operators for that kind of shooting. There's a person you've got a video downlink too. So the person on the ground that's actually the videographer, the one that's shooting the video, controls the brushless gimbal, the gimbal that controls the camera. They can roll it, they can go around 360, and they can tip it up and down and zoom the camera in and out, all that kind of fun stuff. And the person flying the multi-rotor is actually just the pilot. He's putting it where he wants, where the videographer says, hey, go fly over there, I'm going to get some shots over there. So that's how they shoot feature film kind of stuff. And those rigs can get real expensive. They can carry a camera that might cost $20,000, and then the multi-rotor is probably $7,000, $8,000, maybe more, depending upon the gimbal. But it's way, way cheaper than if you think about the way you do this in the past is with a full-scale helicopter. So the cost is order of magnitude less, and the operating costs are way less too. So, there are a lot of issues right now with the FAA with these things. Currently, the FAA's stance on it is that no one can use them for commercial purposes, period. And I think there is some commercial stuff going on regardless, but that is their stance. The FAA is really, I guess my opinion is they screwed up. They're behind the curve on this. A lot of other countries have already got regulations, and they figured out how to regulate it so that it's safe. By not doing anything, the FAA has kind of let everybody go do their own thing, and not having strict or some reasonable guidelines in place. There's a lot of bad stuff happening. There's people doing stupid things with them and endangering people, and it's not a good situation. But I think it's if anybody's interested in getting in the hobby for the hobby aspect of it, just be safe. Don't fly over people. If things can go wrong, they will. I mean that's kind of a proven law, and no matter what you do, and when you got something that weighs several pounds and you get it up in the air a couple hundred feet over a bunch of people, that's not a good situation. If it falls out of the sky, it's going to hurt somebody. So it's.
At what point do they start to call it hobby flying machine versus drone? Is there some kind of weight determination? When is it a drone?
I think people kind of use the term interchangeably. In my mind, I think a drone is. I always think of military purposes for a drone. I suppose you could call it a drone. I mean, you can with this you can set waypoints and tell it to fly to point A, B, C, and it'll do it all by itself via the GPS. So
I don't think there has been a definition of where the small RC plane helicopter picks up and becomes a drone. I would think there would be a weight limitation or something, but I don't know.
Well, you know, there is for aircraft, as far as in the hobby, the AMA specifies it's under 55 pounds you can fly as a model, you know, and it'd be covered under the Academy of Model Aeronautics insurance. If it's over that, then I think there is some waiver process to fly some stuff over that, but then there's another weight limit. I'm not sure what that is.
So it's going by weight at the moment, and I don't think anybody's determined drone starts here and hobby starts there.
As far as a multi-rotor, I've never seen anything approach 55 pounds, but that would be pretty big. But there are some bigger, there's a lot, you know, there's some bigger stuff out there.
My name's Ken Schreiber. I am the president of the local RC club. We call ourselves the Paul Bunyan RC Flyers, and we're here today at Moberg Airbase near beautiful Grassy Lake, and we are having our 6th annual float fly, and we also fly off the land. We call it Waters and Wheels, Water and Wheel Fun Fly.
Have you had any other large aircraft coming in to visit?
We actually have. On Thursday night we had 3 Super Cubs fly in and pick up one of the local EAA members and take him over to Hibbing so he could actually fly his airplane back here from Hibbing. So yeah, it's kind of got a mix of full scale and RC airplanes. It's kind of neat.
Is this a 2-day event or 3 or what?
Officially it's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, but we've had people come in as early as Tuesday this year, so it's been going on pretty much all week.
Looked like a perfect spot. I can't believe the weather forecast was for bad rains, showers and thunderstorms.
Yep.
It didn't happen.
Nope, we lucked out. We got beautiful weather today. It's in the 70s and not a whole lot of wind. Of course, RC Flyers don't like the wind, so yep, we've lucked out so far.
Thanks, Ken.
You bet.
Hi.
Hi,
Who am I talking to?
Steve Eklund from Carlton, Minnesota,
Okay.
down by Duluth. And I'm flying this Yak 54, which is a 35% Russian aerobatic aircraft.
How long have you had it? Did you build it?
No, it's an ARF. It's made in China. It's sold by Pilot Aircraft. It's one of the higher quality ARF airplanes built. It has a 3W106 engine, which is a German engine. It develops about 11.4 horsepower. It'll do any aerobatic maneuver that is in existence today. Really, 3D maneuvers. And so it's a lot of fun to fly.
Hi.
Hello,
Who am I talking to?
I'm Ken Berg and I'm from Cloquet, Minnesota.
And Ken, what do we have on the table down here?
This is a Hughes 300. And this is an Aristotle here, I believe. And they're radio control helicopters. They both have 50 size engines in them. And they both fly really good. This one here, though, shell rotor came loose, the set screw came loose, and the shell rotor quit working, and it started going around, spinning around in circles, and it crashed into the lake.
I've been the official brat preparer for many years already.
How'd you end up with this job?
I think I volunteered once. I've been doing it for probably 8 years or more.
Who am I talking to?
Vic Kuzman.
Where are you from, Vic?
Bemidji.
Oh, okay. Backyard.
I've been here since '88. Moved up here, so, and I don't think we're going to leave.
Good. All right. Oh, okay. I thought everywhere. Well, they were, but they got smart and moved. Mechanical error or operator error. What's amazing about these radio-controlled airplanes, when they hit the water, there's very little apparent damage to the machine. Lunch being served today is brats, French fries, and a drink, and something else, but I can't remember what it is. And then they're going to have a banquet tonight starting at 5 o'clock.
Beautiful idea.
Power 25. Okay. I'm running.
Yeah. You know how it is. It's tough.
Just about.
I know it sucks.
The man that's burning the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Supper. Yeah, I want to go in and do one. Just to have some shade because the sun is really warm.
Nice out there in the breeze.
I'm Candy Hadrava and I'm from LaPorte.
I'm Crystal Lindahl and I'm also from LaPorte. I'm Jana Kuzman and I'm from Bemidji. And I've come to this every year and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay, Midge Moeller.
Got it, okay.
Okay, and my father was James Vollmer, Vollmer, and he was Jimmy Stewart's chauffeur over in England during World War II. They met out in California again for their 45th reunion.
What are you talking about?
They went to the 45th reunion out in California of whatever squadron it was that they
How'd your dad end up driving Jimmy Stewart? How'd he get that job?
He was stationed over in England, and that's just was his job.
Was his job? He just got into it. Okay.
Yeah, and Jimmy Stewart was a colonel or whatever then.
Did you ever talk about Jimmy Stewart?
Oh yeah, all the time. I've got pictures pictures at home at the 45th reunion of my dad and Jimmy Stewart.
How long ago was that then? 20 years
Gosh, yeah, maybe not that long ago even. But at any rate, when they went out they were both planning on going back to England for the 50th reunion. Well, neither one of them lived long enough for it. And, or were well enough to do it. And then, when my dad saw Jimmy at the reunion, he went over and he says, "Hi, sir, do you remember?" "Absolutely, you're Jimmy Ballmer." So I just thought it was great, and before, yeah. And then another story is about Clark Gable, which my father had absolutely no time for because he was in the mess hall and Clark Gable came in up above and he walked up to my dad and slapped him in the face. He says, "Don't you know you salute an officer when they come in?" And Gable was behind him. So we never watched any Clark Gable movies, but everything Jimmy Stewart did was okay, except for Harvey.
Just a real quick check. Patty Tafford is willing to take another group shopping this afternoon. She's not paying. Just saying.
I'm just driving.
She's just driving. So if there's... Can I have a show of hands, any ladies that are interested? Anybody?
I got one here.
One? Any guys interested? I'm sorry, there's no hobby shop in town. Okay.
We're on.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Magoo.
Yes, sir?
How many years have you been at this fly-in?
1.
That's no challenge. I can't hear you, so take the glasses off.
Sorry.
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Who am I talking to?
Peter Graham.
Peter Graham from where?
St. Catharines, Ontario. Just outside Niagara Falls.
I know St. Catharines. I've been there. I used to fly my float plane in there to customs.
Well, you landed about 100 yards from my house then.
I remember your wife, huh?
And she was good.
There goes my camera across the room. Okay, well, welcome to the fly-in.
Thank you.
I don't know where to go from here because this is your first year. You haven't got any experience. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've been flying airplanes for a long time.
Well, I actually have quite a bit of experience. I wrecked 2 airplanes here already.
Oh.
How'd
you get here?
And my friend Frank, he wrecked one himself.
We're very best friends. Part of the process. Did you drive?
Yeah, we drove here. 18 hours or so.
18 hours?
Yeah.
For one fly-in?
Just for one. And when I got here, my friend wasn't even here.
It's going to get better, you know. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Carrie Graham.
Pardon?
Carrie Graham.
Carrie Graham? I assume you're with him.
I am. He's a lucky man.
So that means this is your first time here, too.
It is.
Well, what do you think of the decor? All the paint cans and the tools.
I love it.
All around.
So authentic.
The owners are going to leave it there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like paintings for pirates.
Exactly. It's so cool. I want to find out what all this stuff
I used
is.
to wonder about the book coming down on us, but they say it's pretty good.
It does work. It does work. No, the hospitality, everything's been fabulous here. I can't say enough about it because we've had so much fun.
Do you find models yourself, or just?
No, I just travel with him, and then I do my crafts. Well, I said I spin and I knit, so I bring
You have a spinning wheel
I have a
here.
spinning wheel here.
And where is the spinning wheel?
It's actually just at our trailer. I'll bring it out and do some spinning.
Well,
And,
yeah.
yeah.
So when you do that, be sure you throw something at me, so I can get my attention. We'll come
There
over
you
and do
go.
that.
There you go.
Thank
I'll
you.
be the one with the spinning wheel. So not
Okay.
hard to
All
find.
right. Look forward to it. Thank you.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Wait a minute. I wasn't talking down to you. There are a lot of guys.
Is that something you bought, or made, or what?
Pardon? It's actually from Holland. The wheel itself.
Okay, I've never seen one like that before.
Yeah, it folds up into a backpack. So
Folds
wherever we
into a backpack?
Yeah, so wherever we go traveling for like a float fly or fun fly or something, I always bring my wheel. So I get to do my hobby and he gets to do his. So. Give me 2 seconds and I'll just set it up here.
Well, you got special drink. You were in special class.
This is merino roving, and got that together. It's hand dyed, and I'll just put it with this. Just threading it through. It just connects up together and just starts spinning.
It's going onto the wheel now.
Yeah, so what happens is there's barbs in the actual fleece itself, and they catch onto each other and they twist as it's spinning.
Right.
And then it feeds onto the wheel itself. And I make socks and shawls, and you make sweaters or whatever with the yarn. So to get thicker yarn, you do, like, if you want heavier, you do 2 bobbins and ply them together and put them together. So while he's flying, this is what I do.
Oh, at the airport? Yeah.
Now, what's happening now? I saw the props turn a little bit.
The speed control's just
Is the computer checking everything right now?
initialized. Yeah, and it should. Actually, we should let it sit for a couple minutes. Okay, so we're recording now.
A mind of its own.
It won't initialize unless the GPS is ready.
Yeah. It's not exactly level if you look at it.
So
it's
whatever
tilted
the hell
just
is
a little
doing
bit.
that tries to stay level.
Yeah, see it? It stabilizes it. So if the thing's up there and the wind's blowing it around, the camera stays level.
It's
But
got to be super sensitive. So then the electronics, is that like Hobby King or?
The controller you can get from Hobby King. I didn't. I got the motors and speed controls and the controller and stuff from a place called RC Timer. It's a Chinese place. The motors and speed controls are
Probably all made
$10.
the same place.
The motors are $10 motors. The speed controls are $10 speed controls. They're just cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing fancy, but they work. You get to run this.
All right.
All I need you to do is see the record button there.
Yep.
When I tell you to, just hit it, and then you'll see that counter start counting.
Sure.
And then if you want, if you turn it sideways like that, you'll actually see video from it for a ways. It'll only go about 100 feet, and then it loses it. But once I get it up and going, I'll tell you when to hit it. So we should have some pretty good shots there. I'm anxious to see. I've never shot anything in 4K before. You should go look at it, Dave.
I said, okay, this is what I'm going to spend my money for now. Then I decided to start over.
Gotta get the whole thing going together here. Oh, this is not right balanced.
They said that you're supposed to fly with a spotter, I think.
What's a spotter do?
Just supposed to watch for everybody else.
Eye on things.
Oh, okay.
I paid the $20 better for it.
Yeah?
Good for the club. Okay, here we go.
Nothing broken.
That's right.
That's the main thing.
They're all good flights when nothing's broke, right?
For my solid state module for my DLE engine. You know how their solution is you wrap Velcro around it or a tie wrap around it.
And then her husband was dead.
Tie it to you.
Did something break on that, or
Yep. The motor mount broke.
is that because it went upside down?
Nope. I think there was too much torque for the
Oh,
setup, so
You had
I'm
thinner
reinforcing
plywood,
things.
didn't you?
Pardon?
You have thinner plywood on it?
I had thinner plywood on it, now I have thicker plywood on it,
Because he doubled it.
and now I'm putting screws in it.
you gonna test it out here, hopefully?
When the wind goes down.
Yeah, well, it should tonight. Should drop down, let's have storms. Now, I don't know what the
Hopefully.
storms forecasted didn't materialize. Hey, listen, you can't complain.
No.
Wednesday,
had a
Thursday,
good
Friday,
week.
Saturday.
A great week.
Wow. That doesn't happen that often. Is that the directions for that?
No,
No.
this is
You're
directions
learning
for a
Polaris?
foam Polaris, yeah.
You learning how to finish mine?
Learning how to finish yours? Can't you finish yours?
I'm half done with it.
Well, I got the wing glued in mine already.
I
Did
I
you-
got the vertical tail built and
Yeah,
engine mount
well,
and
I'm gonna
everything
redo
done.
that. Mine didn't turn out, I put
you-
too
if you
much
need
of
more
that 3M
power,
stuff on
get
it.
that out there
Kinda
back there,
melted
too.
and it kinda,
I just gotta dry the
Hey.
things out.
well, yeah,
Get
it
that kinda suits
kinda
me.
ate some of the center.
Oh.
And it hollowed it
Want
out,
some
but,
bean
and I
broth?
sanded it down,
No.
but still, it bowed.
That sounds
right.
like Metamucil.
And it kind of melted and then it didn't hold. So I'm gonna redo that, and I'm gonna just epoxy. I found epoxy works the best, huh?
Use your heat gun on it and form that with a heat gun.
No,
Where-
that's not
where it
gonna,
rounds.
I heard put in
You mean where it
boiling
rounds?
water.
No, boiling water doesn't work. It works if you leave it in there a long time, but then the next time if the water isn't
Well, I
quite
heard,
as hot,
heard
it
that
doesn't work
worked,
as
I
good.
heard that worked slicker than,
Well, the heat gun works the best.
gun. But I did it too hard on the heat gun, but I had to redo it.
But
and
you
just-
heat it
yeah,
on the inside.
Yeah.
How far do you have to go?
How far?
Yeah.
Oh, to home, you mean?
Yeah.
7 hours from here?
75.
Yeah. There about. We'll do it tomorrow.
What town is it?
Lake Mills, Iowa.
Oh, Iowa.
Iowa. Yep.
Holy
20
motor
miles south of the Albert Hay. 6 miles south of the border.
The home of Governor Branstad.
Right.
And both planes yours?
No. This one is mine. That one is Cam's.
Oh, okay.
First or head first? That's why I'm waiting. I want to see how he does it. I know he got him
Yeah,
here.
this is a patented method here.
I gotta get this as they crash.
This is
You got it. I put some rugs there.
There we go.
You gotta get the wing in yet.
Yeah, it works.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, instead of
You know,
plunking it around, yeah.
Actually, at one time we had this float flyer on Garfield Lake.
That's where this fly originally started, yeah, on Garfield Lake. Down there in the fort there. Yep.
You did it.
Yep.
There she goes. It's gonna come off.
Yeah, now the wind. Yeah, the wind's coming from this direction, from behind the propeller.
He's heading for the outhouse. Gotta tip back to get the sun in your eyes. If you can find him.
Oh, okay. If the bridge weren't. Yeah. That's where the bridge is.
Well, yeah, let's see it tight, and then you push down, hit the bottom, and you fit it, yeah.
How's it work? Pretty good?
Yeah.
By the time you get off the water, the thing is...
The seaplane model I liked best was the Canadian CL-215 water bomber. It's a replica of the two aircraft that the state of Minnesota has for bombing forest fires. And no, this model of the CL-215 does not drop water.
Huh?
I said you both turned around the wrong direction when I get out front.
Oh, what, did you want our rears?
No.
Oh, I
No.
want the backside.
You turned around on me in the wrong time, so to speak.
Okay.
We're talking dogs.
I gotta go look at the food.
People didn't have anything. They had gone to one band,
Well, where are you from?
Wo bist du her? Near Stuttgart. Stuttgart.
New Stuttgart, both in New Stuttgart?
Yeah, Stuttgart.
Now, is this your first time to Bemidji?
No. Oh, yeah. Ja, Bemidji, ja.
Well, what brought you here? Relatives?
Warum seid ihr hergekommen? Because of...
Oh. Relatives, sure.
Okay, try now.
Here, we're gonna go visit. You keep the dog. We'll be down sometime.
And the Saturday evening banquet, well, it was something to call home about.
Well, good. Mark, that basket up there, we'll put tickets in. Where do you want it? Put it here someplace.
Ready to serve dinner at this time? Let's bow our heads and give a moment of thanks before we partake of this great meal. I'll go ahead and do the honors. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great food and this great fellowship that we are experiencing today. Bless us as we eat this food. In Lord's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I didn't realize you were so thirsty.
She was good in bed though. That's your future leader. That's all that matters.
Part of that when you're before. No.
You are right.
Did you make a wish?
Who's going to do a drawing?
Corner there.
Hold it, wait a minute. I'm going to get this official.
916091.
No, name mine.
916. Wait a minute, they all start with 916.
091.
Look for 091.
I didn't hear that.
609.
No.
I got it.
Who's got it?
Yeah. Oh,
You
wait,
got
no,
it?
that's 0910. Okay.
False alarm.
Who has it?
09 what?
091.
That's the same as 0.
Sure got quiet.
091 196 091.
That's you.
916-091.
All right. I gotta make a speech. I tell you what, I always thought, that's a lot of money. So what I'm gonna do,
You're buying drinks all around?
I'm gonna take 2/3 of it, and you take a second prize for 1/3 of it. Yeah, you'll draw another number for 1/3 of it.
Okay, there's
A third of his half.
$133. You give me back what you want, and we'll draw another.
All right, well, 1/3, 133. 50.
44. So draw out another number, Johnny. Get Grandpa, he says. Just one number.
I got Grandpa.
You got Grandpa? Bob, you'll never guess. 090.
No, draw again.
Okay, draw again.
Try to dig down a little bit.
088.
What?
I bet you it says 088 too. Because he's got a whole bunch of them.
My name is Brian Barkholz.
From where?
From Bemidji, Minnesota.
Okay.
From the Paul Bunyan RC Flying Club. And this is a hammered dulcimer. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. I'm a woodworker, and I've always wanted to build my own instrument and learn how to play it. So that's what I'm doing. So.
How long
You've
did
never
it
played a, sorry, you've never played an instrument before?
I played a trombone in school, but I didn't know how to play it.
Yikes, that's quite a conversion, isn't it?
But I can read the music. I can tell where that note is, so I can get it right. And I know pretty much all the notes on the dulcimer now. Or I can figure it out.
Why did you decide on this versus whatever?
I was at a Black Powder Rendezvous when I was 18, and I heard this beautiful instrument playing up on the hill, and this is what it was, a hammered dulcimer. So I decided to get on the internet, and this is where I ended up. So, the soundboard is not glued down. It's under 2 steel rods that go through the bottom underneath here, and it's over the maple frame. There's 5 maple ridges in here with a bunch of holes in it, so all the sound kind of gathers and vibrates, and then it comes out these little holes wherever you see it.
And you chose that kind of wood because that's the best for
Not
conducting?
not necessarily.
Yeah,
It all depends on how much your pocketbook says you can
Exactly,
afford.
yes.
Because they just got beautiful wood. I mean, cocobolo. They got some wood from Hawaii, koa, and that's really a poplar, but it's really expensive too.
So it's popular.
And a lot of them use cherry. There's walnut. I mean, you can put
It's your choice.
It's your choice. You can build it the way you want it.
It's wonderful.
And the
Yep.
wood gives you a different, depending
Pardon?
upon your wood, you get a different sound
Uh,
from it.
Sometimes, and then the bottom part is just, some put mahogany on the bottom too for a good sound, or a lot of them use spruce too, like on your violins. A lot of your wooden guitars, you got spruce on guitar tops too, and red cedar's another one. Red cedar's a good soundboard. But I cheated. I bought rosettes that were all laser cut. So
You're forgiven.
Yeah, but no, I made all my bridges and I marked them, and these are marked in intervals. So when you do a chord, it's always the first note, which, okay, that's a G there, the 3rd one, the 5th one, and the 8th one. And if you keep on going up, it's a skip 2, and now if I would have had 2 more up here, or actually 3 more up here. I would have skipped those 2 and go for that third one. So it goes 1, 3, 5, 8. And then it goes 3, and then it skips another one to like it'll be a 5 again, and then up to 8 again. So that's how it goes.
So is there sheet music with this, or is it all by ear?
It's a lot of it's by ear. There's a lot of books out there, and a lot of them is tapes too, where they teach you just certain notes and phrases. And
you've got a lot of sheet music.
Yeah, I've got a lot of sheet music too. There's books. I mean, people.
Just like any other
yeah,
instrument.
and a lot of them are fiddle tunes. A lot of them are Irish tunes, Scottish tunes. Like.
Why do you have holes in the sticks and drums?
It just makes them lighter. I don't know. There's different designs. I mean, they got laser cut ones that's got butterflies. I mean, they really make them fancy. Like these other ones had like a cross in it.
Is the size of that end important?
No, not really.
Could you have just a straight stick?
You could use just a straight. Well, it kind of so you don't hit other notes. That's why it's curved.
Okay.
So. I don't know.
Play a song you know.
Huh?
Play a song you know.
Well,
This pilot just returned from Canada on a weekend fishing trip, and he hangars his plane at Grass Lake. You'll see what he does to get the plane out of the water and into the hangar. Shortly after the banquet, a small surprise came, a little bit of rain. Didn't amount to very much. And then all of a sudden, there was a rainbow. As a matter of fact, there were 2 rainbows, one complete half going from our campground down to the other end of the airport.